The C major pentatonic scale is a 5-note scale which we use for improvisation. It's a fantastic scale to use when you're improvising, and it's really simple to learn. It's only 5 notes and it's taken from the major scale. So if we take a look at the C major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B and C. To play the pentatonic, we're just using the first, second, third, fifth and sixth notes. So we're not using the 4th and the 7th. We're going to forget those and we're using these 5. So this is a C major pentatonic scale. C, D, E, G and A. And we can play that using our thumb on the C, our 2-finger on the D, 3-finger on the E. We then miss out the F, our 4th finger plays the G and our little finger plays the A. So this is the pentatonic scale, and you can spend some time just practicing this going up and down. C, D, E, G, A. Now you might find you struggle with your little finger and ring finger because they're quite weak. But actually, for improvising, we're going to be moving up and down the piano. So a really good way to look at this is in 2 parts. We look at the C, D and the E as one part, and we look at the G and the A as a second part. So instead of playing this as a 5-note scale moving up and down, when we're improvising, we want to look at these 3 notes together and these 2 notes together. So a good practice is to start on middle C and work your way up and down 2 octaves. So we're going to use our thumb on the C and play the first 3 notes. And then we're going to jump up and use our thumb on the G and play the G and the A. And then we jump up again, put our thumb on the C, and then jump up again, put our thumb on the G. And then you can end with your middle finger on this C up here. So this is a great little exercise, so let's do that. Okay, and you might notice that I'm actually putting some emphasis on the note that I play with my thumb to start with. So I hit the C a bit louder and then play the D and the E. Then I hit the G louder, I can play the A. Hit the C louder, D and the E. Hit the G louder, the A, end on the C. And this just gives it a bit of dynamic variation, which sounds fantastic when we add this to our chord progression. So really spend some time on this, and when you feel confident moving up the piano, you can work your way back down again. Now you might notice on the way back down, I put the emphasis on the A and the E because I'm coming the other way. So on the way up, C's loud, G's loud, C's loud, G's loud. On the way back, E's loud, A's loud, E's loud. This is just the way I do it, but you need to experiment and find what works for you. But spend some time just going up and down the C major pentatonic. This is going to get you really used to playing these 5 notes. Now what we want to do is add it to our chord progression. So we're going to play it in the left hand, C major, G major, A minor, F major. And I want you to play these 5 notes in absolutely any order that you like. There is no right or wrong, and it will always work with the chords we've picked from the C major scale. So our chord progression: C major, G major, A minor and F major. And just start experimenting using the pentatonic scale notes over these 2 octaves to start with. And it's as simple as that. And you can start to hear when you're doing things that you like. So if you hear something and you think, oh, that sounded great, then repeat it. And you can't go wrong. If it's sounding a bit crazy, then just slow it right down. You can just use 2 notes. And then expand. And then you get faster. And for good improvisation, we want to change it up. So go slow in some places, you can speed it up in other places, you can stay on just 1 or 2 notes for a while. The more you change it up, the more interesting it is to the listener. There is no right or wrong, it's always going to work. And when you've spent some time getting to learn this scale, why not try it to a rhythm? If you have a rhythm on your keyboard, great. If not, you can just go to YouTube and look up 4/4 time rhythms and beats. And it's so much fun when you start to do this to a rhythm.